What's going on, all? Thanks for tuning in once again. Let's talk boxing. Let's talk Benavidez against Demetrius Andrade. What a dominant performance, Benavidez showed definitely that he's the one to face Canelo, possibly give him, his hardest fight at 168. Let's see that fight next. Before we look into that fight, let's just recap this one. Let's recap this fight. Demetrius Andrade, going in there undefeated, two-time different weight class, champion, challenging Benavidez, the hard punching, the monster they call him, or I should say Mike Tyson calls him the monster. That's who gave him his nickname. So and he showed that, he showed that he's definitely a monster. At 168, he basically beat up Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant, former super middleweight champion, beat him up, busted him up, and now challenges Demetrius Andrade, knocks him down, I should say, and makes him not come out in round 7, I should say, makes him not come out of the corner. That's the beating that he took, so you can imagine how Andrade is feeling. So let's talk about that, I thought it was a very interesting fight, until he got knocked down. I thought that Andrade was winning. I thought that, he was moving well. His speed was more superior. He was definitely throwing the last punches at the end of the round, making sure that he's winning the rounds. But, I was very surprised at his game plan. Andrade going in there against a puncher, trying to wrestle with him, trying to muscle him, push him on the ropes, coming forward, against a guy that can hit hard. I thought that was a big mistake from him. I was expecting him to start boxing on the back foot at round 3. I thought maybe he's just, doing that, trying to mix things up, trying to confuse Benavidez. But he kept coming forward, he kept coming forward, and he was dipping low. He wasn't really trying to avoid any punches. He was just going in there, trying to outskill Benavidez. And David took his time, at times he was on the ropes, had both hands up, he was choosing his shots well. He was very patient, and it's almost like he knew that, once I land on this guy, I'm going to end him. I'm sure that he would have felt Andrade's power, and he started, going to the body, which I thought was the right thing for him to do. I was saying that in the breakdown, that, David needs to go to the body because Andrade's a guy that, he's hard to hit when he's on the back foot because he leans back a lot. But in this case, he's coming forward, dipping low. So, the body's there to be hit. He's coming forward. David done that successfully. And, I believe that slowed down Andrade a bit. And then once he lands, once he times shots to the head, basically there's no recovery after that. Andrade gets up with his back turned to the ref, takes his time, goes to the corner, continues the fight at 8-9, around that mark, and then basically gets to the corner, comes back out, and tries to survive, he tries to fight him again. And because, he's doing this throughout the first 3 rounds, he's feeling the power. He's unable to avoid these shots because he's coming forward, trying to fight Benavidez. Then he finds himself slowed down because of the body shots, slowed down because of the power. On the back foot, not knowing where the shots are coming because, now he's just only fighting on the back foot, but he's hurt. David's throwing uppercuts, hooks, right hands, left hands. Any shot he's throwing is landing, Big shots are landing on the guy that can't handle that power. The way to get away from power is to, come back out, dominate the next round, or basically try to recover, then land something that's going to make your opponent respect you. Think about Usyk getting hurt from the body shot from Anthony Joshua in the round 9, then he comes out round 10. He manages to outbox Joshua, he manages to take the next round. Andrade, after round 4, he looked like he was trying to survive, he had no answers. He never had a back foot. David slowed him down with the body shots. And basically, it was just a beating that was, it was a beating that was just, happening round after round. And it was a matter of time where we were waiting for a knockout. That's how the crowd felt. That's how the public felt. It's just a matter of time before this guy goes out. He's not going to be able to sustain the beating. You could see him coming out of the corner, mouth guard coming out of the mouth, taking his time coming out of the corner. He looked like a beat fighter. He didn't come out there jabbing, moving around. He came out there trying to survive, trying to exchange, and then finding himself getting hurt even more. And Benavidez just, kept walking him down, kept landing. It seemed like every shot was hurting him. Every shot he was throwing were power shots. And, finished in great fashion. Great performance from Benavidez. Calls out Canelo at the end of the fight. So, this needs to happen. No more games. We all know Canelo, he's with the PBC now, so that fight can easily be made. Canelo versus Benavidez, you got the likes of Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather that showed up to this event in Vegas. So, the fans are all for it. Benavidez is now a pay-per-view star. This is his second fight, I believe. He's beaten Caleb Plant, which was the former champion. So, no excuses. Let's see who is the king at 168. Canelo versus Benavidez. Let's have that fight next. I think that's the fight to make. I don't think that Canelo needs to fight anyone else but Benavidez. Canelo's already shown at 175, he shouldn't be there. Or, he possibly may need more fights there. He's shown that he wants to come back at 168. He wants to compete at 168, beat John Ryder. So let's see if he can beat the one guy that's still at 168, still undefeated, WBC young champion David Benavidez. Let's see that fight happen. Let me know what you think of that fight, or what you think of the performance of Andrade. I think that Andrade, he underestimated Benavidez' power, and I think that he should have been on the back foot after round 2. Once he won those rounds, the first one was close, but the second one he definitely won. He should have been more on the back foot, thinking about boxing there. By then he would have felt a bit of David's power to the body. So I think he should have, instead of trying to press and wrestle him, he should have tried to box on the back foot and basically, try to outpoint him. But full credit to David. For Demetrius Andrade, I think he should possibly have a couple more fights at 168. I think that he's got a chance of beating a couple of guys there, but just not Benavidez, not a guy that can punch it out anyway. Maybe with a different game plan, maybe with a different game plan he may be able to beat some of the guys at 168, some of the top guys. But in this case, full props to Benavidez. Let's see him fight Canelo next. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to your comments. And thanks for hearing me out. Catch you next time. Peace.